The torrential downpours and resultant floods wreak havoc in many parts of the province, with coastal areas and the eThekwini municipality the hardest hit. Some areas received between 200 to 400 millimeters of rain in a period of 24 hours. Rivers burst their banks, national roads were flooded, and mudslides caused major destruction. Residents in low-lying areas, in informal settlements, in townships, and in suburbs suffered damage, and so did businesses. Water and electricity supply were disrupted for days in some areas, and in others for months, where roads and bridges were washed away. Communities were cut off from the outside world. Families were torn apart by the tragic loss of human life. Authorities recently said 70 people remained missing. Humanitarian organizations and residents joined hands to assist the victims before government started relief efforts. The destitute were sheltered in churches and community halls, many having lost their homes and belongings.
We don't want water tankers and Jojo tanks in our area because they don't help us anymore. I don't know when was the last time I saw a water tanker delivering water, but this is not assisting us.
A week after the floods, Cabinet declared a national state of disaster in response to the floods in KwaZulu-Natal and the Eastern Cape. About 40,000 residents of Otongati were left without water for many months after the Tongati water treatment plant was destroyed. The humanitarian organization Gift of the Givers drilled boreholes to assist. The city was criticized for not deploying enough water tankers to help residents. She is pleading with the municipality to take her out of this hole because she say where her house was, she was already waiting to be relocated. Meanwhile, government has admitted that it was making slow progress with the construction of temporary residential units for those left homeless. Only 1,600 of the more than 4,000 units planned have been completed. After not having met an end of November deadline for finding temporary accommodation for people in mass care centers, government set a deadline of the 15th of December, which was extended for another 7 days. About 1,600 homeless people were moved before the 15th of December, with an estimated 1,000 remaining in care centers. Meanwhile, malfunctioning pump stations and damage to water treatment works in Durban have been leading to the discharge of raw sewage into rivers and beaches. The eThekwini Metro has been criticized for closing a number of beaches for months, potentially harming the tourism industry. But the city has also opened beaches recently, based on its own E. coli tests, which opposition parties said were deemed not safe. The Metro announced that it was planning to jointly test the water quality at beaches with an independent organization. Londgadeb, SABC News, Durban.